Welcome to another episode of Business Inspire GY. And today's program is all about changing the way we do business. And our guest today is Malaika Aliko, the owner of VA Support, a local outsourcing company.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Now, Malaika, before we get into the program proper, what can you tell us about yourself?
Hi, as you mentioned, my name is Malaika. I am the founder of VA Support, which is an outsourcing company. We do stuff such as transcription, data entry, data conversion, and a lot more other administrative tasks that you can basically outsource to someone to complete.
Malaika, what got you involved in this business?
Well, I'm a volunteer. I volunteer with Brand Youth. And Brand Youth is a community of entrepreneurs. And because I was volunteering, I was doing some work remotely for them. And also I have a few colleagues who are entrepreneurs, or more so solopreneurs, and they would ask me, hey Malika, do you have some time to get this done for me or get that done for me? And so I started working for them on their schedule whenever they needed they needed tasks to be completed, tasks within my capacity. And I thought, hey, there's a lot of other people just like them out there. Why not reach out to persons to see if they would be interested in a service like this? And I talked to a couple other persons, not only business owners, but let's say persons in management position and so forth. And it's something that they're like, yeah, I would love to have the extra help. So I decided in last year, in February, to formalize it by registering a business. And before that, I did tons of research about the structure of the business and the how the work would come in, and how I'd manage doing work for multiple persons at the same time. And that's basically how VA Support was birthed. But aside from doing the stuff, it started as me alone. But currently we have 5 persons who work along with me in different aspects of the business. And as you mentioned, it's an outsourcing business. So basically what happens there is that persons outsource administrative tasks to us, because that's what we're currently focused on. So if it is that you have some data entry, transcription, or things along that line to complete, you give us a call. And it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be the only person working on that, because those things it's generally time consuming for one person, and you as the entrepreneur, the manager outsourcing that, may need it for a specific deadline. So what we do is break up that work into bits, so you have multiple persons working simultaneously to meet your deadline. So that's basically what VA Support is about.
Now, you have not really advertised VA Support. It is basically now just word of mouth. But for persons you have told and persons who would have recommended your service, how receptive have persons been?
Well, there was a bit of concern initially, because I think for 2 reasons. This was before COVID, and before COVID, not a lot of businesses were planning to go online or go digital or make their services available online. So when I reached out to persons and told them, they'd be like, okay, but how do I ensure that the information I send to you, it's not shared with other persons? They were concerned about the
privacy.
Their privacy and what you do with that information. So that was one of the major concerns. But aside from that, persons were very receptive to the idea. The persons that I spoke with, they were open to it, to know that if I can have as staff basically complete my work without having a staff, because it's part-time, it's there only when you need it. You don't have to worry about like the operational costs, the overhead costs it takes to hire an employee. You don't have to worry about okay, I have to pay their taxes and I have to do all these things. It's no, I call somebody when I'm ready to complete a task and the task is completed. Yeah.
I mean, listening to you talk about that, it sounds great. You were saying that before COVID, persons were a little hesitant. Now, COVID came. What happened?
Well, they were a bit more receptive. However, the thing with that is that during COVID, although persons were receptive to it, that's the time when they were cutting down on like their budgets. Because everybody was planning, oh my God, we don't know when this is gonna end. We can't be spending a lot of money right now. So only in cases where they really needed the service, like they would contact me. And again, because I didn't advertise and it's word of mouth, so persons would only contact me if they are really strapped for time. And what I did during COVID was transcription. Because persons want their meeting minutes to be transcribed, and during COVID there was a lot of video conference, there's a lot of meetings over the phone. So when they record those meetings, they would say, okay, I need notes, and that's what they'd send to me. So during that time, when COVID now started and we were now adopting, it was mostly transcription I was doing. Yeah.
How does it make you feel being an employer?
I've never thought of myself as an employer. I just look at it as though these are like my partners, because we have to work together to ensure that it is done. It's like they're my team members. That's how I look at it, my team members. Because if it is that I fall short in a certain aspect, they're there, and because they know the processes, they're always there to pick up wherever. So, and then we have to work together hand in hand. But I'm happy to know that like through VA, persons can be can have a chance to work on their own schedule, because that's also the flexibility that comes with being outsourcing. Because when somebody outsources the work to us, we work with the staff's time as well. So if you're not available for a particular time, we're gonna assign that to somebody who's available, because we want them to be fully committed to the client's work. You don't want them to be, oh my God, I'm between this and I'm between that, and they can't give their attention to that and produce as they should. So that's the good thing about that, the flexibility. And I'm looking forward to when we grow and expand, that we're able to provide this flexibility for even more persons, and even reach to a point where we can employ persons full time. Like that's the ultimate goal, right?
So as you talk about employing persons on a full-time basis and being your ultimate goal, but where do you see VA support in the next 5 years?
Well, currently we're still in, this is the very early stages, right? So we're just now developing, and what I see for us in the future is that we will be able to not only have tasks outsourced to us in the administrative section, or just strictly like business management, but have other aspects of work have other like in other industries then. So now we only focus mainly on service, like the service sector, and the small administrative tasks. But what I want to be able to do is to build VA support in such a way that we can branch out into different sectors, probably call-in service, because we have a lot of there's these businesses in the country that you can outsource your call-in customer service,
telemarketing.
yeah, telemarketing too. However, if it is that there's a local option to choose from, why not choose that? So I'm just looking to grow and expand and to be able to provide like great service. That's one. That's the number one thing, to provide great service. That every customer that comes to us must have a good experience, and to also provide opportunities for young persons who are seeking to become employed, persons who are studying and don't and cannot commit to a full-time job because their studies does not permit it.
What it is you're studying and how does it complement VA support?
Well, that's a good question. What I'm studying is business management and marketing, and I'm doing that through the ABE program. So a lot of that has to deal with how a business operates, like how a business would operate locally as well as internationally or globally, as you say. So it's really interesting to see that my line of study is now applicable to what I like to, what I love doing, because as I study, I'm like, but wait, this is how I can apply this, and it's just interesting, and for me it's just fun knowing that I can actually apply what I'm learning to the world. And so I'm just looking to continue studying because unlike a lot of people who might disagree with me, I do enjoy studying. I think learning is so much fun, especially when you love it. So I'm just looking to continue down that path. Basically get into a place where I'm an expert in the field. And being able to manage the business and being able to help other persons manage their businesses, because that's the purpose of VA, right? So we do the mundane day-to-day operational tasks so that managers, entrepreneurs, whomever can focus on the core tasks and eliminate all those distractions of, oh my God, I have to respond to an email. Oh, I have that that audio, the meeting minutes to transcribe or something. So we do that so you can focus on the goals and achieving the company's goals.
What are some of the challenges you have experienced in running VA support?
The one challenge, the challenge with that is being able to manage the different persons who are working with you, because you see everybody is working remotely. So being able to have access to those persons, you have to have reliable persons, and sometimes going through the process of getting those reliable persons, sometimes you wouldn't know if somebody is unreliable until after they start working with you, right? So that's the one thing. Yes, and reliable internet service. Like, it has been so difficult because you're operating online full time. You have to have reliable internet access. So those times, those periods when it's fluctuating, and so that makes it difficult to complete the work as you should. And the team members, they actually, how we work, they're able to track their time online so that the entrepreneurs or whomever, our clients, they can see the work actually being done. So when there's fluctuation, there's the signal is in and out, it's hard to actually accurately measure that.
As a young business owner, what would be your advice for young people who are probably contemplating whether they should start their business?
Stop sitting, contemplating, and start researching. I find that, well, the internet has everything you need. And before I got started, what I did was research. And that's how come I learned about the term virtual assistant, because basically what you do, I'm somebody's assistant, but I'm not with them, I'm working remotely. So that's how I learned the term virtual assistant, and that's how I got into how it works, how you can manage a virtual assistant, and all of those little details just by doing research. Aside from that, I am sure every majority of the persons out there know some business owner, whether it be a big business owner, small business owner. They know a business owner, and they have a lot of valuable advice and insight that they can actually give to them. So just ask questions. Like, I find in my experience, because I was exposed to the brand new community, which they have entrepreneurs. It's just entrepreneurs there. They're willing to share information, and they're so easy to talk to. Like, you think, oh my god, this person is an entrepreneur, I'm afraid to go to them, but they're so easy to talk to. Just go to them and ask your questions. If you have their email address, send them an email with just list your questions out, and they will be willing to help you, because they also want to transfer their knowledge, but they can't help you if you don't ask. So just ask a lot of questions, do a lot of research, reach out to places like Small Business Bureau and find out what the systems are, and keep watching programs like this so that you can get like valuable insight and see also what's out there.
Malika, I didn't even ask you how people can contact VA support.
Well, they can check out our Facebook page. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We also have a website, but we're currently making some changes. But they can visit vasupport.net and they can find us there. However, the website will be up very soon. So they can also contact me directly by calling 695-9581. And they'll be able to get on to me directly, or they can message one of our pages and just let us know what you need, and we will be willing to help.
Well, Malika, thank you very much for being here. And that basically concludes this episode of Business Inspire GY. So, if you're managing a business and you need somebody to assist you in the administrative aspect of it, then you can contact VA support.